I don't answer questions.
Okay, is there somebody here who can answer questions?
I don't answer questions.
Okay, I don't really know how to respond to that, sir.
You got anything you want to say about that?
I don't answer questions.
Would you mind telling us why?
I don't answer questions.
Okay.
The main lobby, the lobby where the sheriff's department, Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Department, where you walk in up front, that's open to the public, correct? Like people can walk in there and get complaint forms or accommodation forms or information or file a report, things like that, right? That's not a restricted area. Okay.
Limited public access.
Limited. What does that mean? Limited public access. What does that mean?
It's for sheriff's office business purposes.
Sheriff's office business purposes. Okay, so if I'm coming in to, say, file a report or to do a records request or something like that, would I be allowed to bring a camera and record inside the public lobby?
Can you say that one more time?
If I'm coming in to, say, file a report, maybe do a records request, can I bring my camera and record the interaction into the lobby?
Let me look at that real quick. Give me just a second.
Okay.
Okay, we do not have recording devices in the lobby for privacy purposes with sensitive information.
Okay, but it's a public lobby, correct?
It's limited access.
What do you mean limited access? I thought anybody could walk in.
It's for sheriff's office business purposes.
Right, I understand that. And that's what I mean. Like a records request would be sheriff's office business purpose. So do y'all have a statute or what's the law on not being able to record inside that lobby?
I'll have to get back to you on what exactly what that is.
Okay, well, who told you can't record in there? You're getting information from somewhere.
No, I'm sorry. Hold on just a minute.
Okay.
I'm going to let you speak with someone in administration.
Okay.
Hey, man, it's Chief Baker. You had a question about public access to the lobby. We have limited public access only. It's not open to anybody who wants to come in. It's open to those who want to come in for one of just a number of things.
Right. Right. So if I want to make a records request,
file a report.
Yep. Filing.
We have a policy within the sheriff's office based on privacy issues because people are giving out their personal information to the people behind the desk. They're filing reports. They're giving personal information there. That's why we have a policy within the sheriff's office that area is not open to recording devices. That's why it's posted no cell phone.
Okay, but it says no cell phones and to take calls outside. What's the law saying you can't record in a public lobby?
The law doesn't specify anything about our lobby. There's nothing that I know in the law that says this 714 and Greensboro Avenue is restricted. That's our policy based on our policy based on the privacy of the people coming to do business here.
Okay, the thing is, there is no expectation of privacy in public. I mean, that's case law there's a handful of case laws you look at on that.
I know, but what I'm saying is that is not open to anybody who wants to come in. That is limited access.
Okay.
You in to do your business, sometimes one at a time, depending on what kind of business we're doing.
Mm-hmm. So I understand that, but
it's not a park where you can just come and anybody can congregate. You can't loiter in there. There's a lot of things you can't do because it's not open to the general public or whatever. This is limited access only.
Okay, but case law also says I can record public officials in the course of their duty. So if I'm the only one in that lobby and I want to record myself filing a report or asking for a records request or something like that, how come I couldn't record that? I mean, because there's no other privacy.
You can record us from anywhere that's not limited or restricted. If I'm walking down the street, there's nothing you can do. I can do to stop you from recording me. But in that lobby, we have a right to restrict in our own building for security purposes and for privacy purposes what you can and can't do in here. Now, once you get outside and the public has free access, you're right. You have ability to do whatever you want with that camera, as long as it doesn't interfere with the police officer and what he's doing.
Okay, I think we disagree on your lobby being, you call it limited public. I don't think that's an actual lawful term. There's no law on where it says the cell phone sign, no cell phones in here. If there was a statute backing that up, y'all would have that on there. I mean, y'all could put up a sign, that says nobody in a Kentucky shirt and, kick people out and call it policy. But that's...
You can't come in unless it's between 8:30 and 5. You can't come in at 5:30.
Right,
That's
but what I'm saying...
Limited. It's not public access.
No, that just means business hours. That's like saying City Hall's not public access because they close in the afternoon.
No, that's exactly what it means. It's not public access because we locked the door. This is our building. This is a government building, and we have, for security purposes and privacy purposes, you can't come in unless we say you can and when we say you can. So, no, this is not public access in the way you're describing.
I think y'all are very wrong on that. I hope some lawyers are going to point that out to y'all really soon. What was your name again?
Okay, well, let them come. Come on.
All right, what was your name, sir?
Baker. My name is Baker.
Baker. All right, do you have a badge number or a call number or ID number?
I do, but I tell you what, when I see you face to face and I know who you are, you'll know who I am, okay? I'm not going to disclose anymore over the phone.
Okay. Limited public access. That's what y'all are calling it, right? That's what you're going with?
That's what I'm calling it.
Okay. All right. So if I come in by myself, can I record asking for a records request? Can I bring a camera in there to record myself if I'm the only person in that lobby to ask for a records request?
I think we covered it. No, you cannot record in that lobby, okay? Now, once you leave our building, you can record our building all you want because you're on, you have the ability to do whatever the public does, but not inside that lobby, no.
So what makes it limited access? That's the hang up I've got. That's where I'm missing.
Okay, well,
because y'all say so is not.
Let's agree to disagree. I can't argue this or belabor this point all day. I know where you're going with this because the video and we're.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, man. I know y'all got a job to do. I think good cops are the best people that walk this earth. Man, the ones that save people and do that, and I think bad cops who y'all need to get rid of are the worst people on this earth. Sure. I'm not a ACAB or any of that, defund the police, none of that stuff. That's not me. I like to call and try to find out the legal aspects of these things, and I'm not trying to argue with you or be a dick to you, sir. I'm just asking questions, and I hope you take it as that. I'm not, I asked your name. I'm not trying to post you online or any of that stuff either. I promise you. I'm not trying to blast you.
I get it. We have this policy, and if the Supreme Court comes back and says you can't do this, the reason we do this is for the security of our building and for the privacy of the people doing business there. People at that window, and if you'll notice on that video that you're referring to, somebody got their home address recorded because the gentleman was in there recording when he shouldn't have been.
The thing is,
home address is recorded for the world to see.
Yeah,
that's why we do this.
Okay. Two counterpoints to that. One, there are people with photographic memories, people that remember numbers really well. I deal in numbers all day, every day. I'm no Rain Man, but I can remember. If you give me an 8-digit number and ask you to repeat it back, I can repeat it right back to you. So if I'm standing in line, I'm not recording, and somebody is standing there doing their private business, shouldn't y'all take them somewhere to a private location before they give their address and their phone number and all that? If I'm just standing there, I can remember that the same way I can remember it by recording it and playing it back later. So that's what I mean by the difference between public access and limited public access. If it's truly a private matter, if somebody's doing a report, y'all should take them in the back into a restricted area that is not public, somewhere maybe a room off to the side or something like that, where people could share actual private information, not in a what I would call a public setting. Does that make sense?
True, and that's not a public setting, like I said. But you're right. But that's the world as it should be, not the world as it is. Okay. Now, when we do have people giving reports, they are staying behind the door where people can't hear as much. But when you're at the window getting a pistol permit, you're given information about yourself that obviously people around you are going to hear. And now, you remember it's a little different than it's been shown to 6 million people on YouTube.
I could remember it and post it on YouTube, though. I mean, I could remember it and go write it down and post it. There's the dissemination of the information. See, that's where you can't use the dissemination of the information. Once somebody gathers that information, how they put it out to whoever.
Right.
Y'all already not protected that so-called private information by it being overheard, recorded, however accessed in that public space. Does that make sense?
You're right, but we try to, because that's why we have the posted no camera sign. That's why our attempt to protect that information, and that was violated before we could stop it, and now it's on YouTube. So how about you made my point?
So I can't bring a camera in. I can't bring a cell phone in. How about I come tomorrow and I just sit? I'm gonna do a records request, but I'm gonna do one records request every hour. And in between, I'm going to fill out those records requests there, and I'm going to write down everybody's address, all the information they say at that window, and then I go out and I put pictures of that, and I put it all over Facebook. Is that okay?
Well, this is what's going to happen. You're going to come in there and you're going to be loitering, and we're going to remove you.
No, I'd be doing records requests. That wouldn't be loitering. I'd be having business.
I know what you're saying, but you can go home and do that. And we've got an online server. You can email us that and send us your records request digitally or electronically. But we're not going to sit in there and disrupt the business of the office. And I think that's all this is doing. That's doing it and it's recorded. And there's no other point to this other than challenging us and disrupting our business. If we're in the wrong, then the courts will tell us we're wrong.
Yeah, see, I think that's the whole point of it. The courts have already ruled on this, though. That's the thing.
Okay, what's the outcome? What is the desired outcome?
The Smith v. City of Cummings said that we have the right to record our public officials in the course of their public duties. Me walking up to a counter in a sheriff's department lobby, public lobby, whether you call it limited or not, a public lobby, to ask for a records request, ask for a police officer, to ask for somebody that can file a report, that is considered public business. That's you in the performance of your duties, or I'm saying you in a general sense, you as in the people that work with you and for you behind that counter. We have a right to record them doing that thing. Hopefully the outcome here is for y'all to realize that is a public lobby and that you can record in that lobby. And if there needs to be private information done, it needs to be done somewhere else. But there's no law saying that y'all can restrict the press from that lobby.
Okay. Well, our opinion is that is not a public place, and that's why we have private conversations going on in there with limited amount of people. We only allow so many people in there at one time, but we can split hairs on this all day. That's why there's a lock on the door. That's why there's an alarm there, so nobody can get in unless we say they can come in. Now, outside on the street, we get filmed all the time. I can't say anything about that. You can approach me all day long. As long as you're not interfering with an arrest or my functions, you can film me all day long, and we get that. But this is different. In our opinion, and it may just be our opinion, that is not a public place. We call it limited public opinion because the only public that come in there are those that we allow at that moment to do their business and then leave.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll get some lawyers that's a little brighter than me, and they'll get this figured out. But Just real quick, you seem like a good guy. Like I said, I ain't trying to beat you up. I'm just asking questions. The recording y'all out in public, y'all do know the interference is just a physical thing, right? It's not like speech can't be interference. Do y'all understand that? Like if I'm speech,
yeah, right. This is personal presence can be, but speech, you're right.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say it. You can say whatever you want, but now if you walk up while I'm trying to make an arrest and put me where I'm having to watch you and can't make my arrest, then it gets a little hairy. But
right, yeah, I understand that. So okay, I just wanted to ask that real quick. I said that's a whole different topic I'd probably get into, but man, I appreciate you answering my questions, taking some time, and I hope y'all have a good day. Y'all be safe.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, man. Thanks.